There's a gleam. Let's get the gleam, all right? Let's go.
From the shores of Lake Erie
to Browns fans worldwide,
hope is alive and the future's bright.
I'm John. This is There's a Gleam.
I'm Steve. Let's get the gleam together. And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of There's a Gleam. We're a part of the Fanatical Elves Network, which is a part of the Fans First Network. Like we said, I'm Steve. He's John. And before we go any further, John, the big question everybody wants to know is, how you feeling today?
Steve, oh my gosh, Steve! I feel like I'm on the top of the millennial force, and I'm just ready to go down that fucking hill. Let's do this.
So obviously we had some big news before we started our show today, which should hopefully make for a fun show. I was gonna say, I was thinking earlier, I was like, man, what's that?
How do you feel?
I was gonna say, I was feeling pretty good until about 10:45-ish when they announced the announcement was made that the Browns have hired their new coach, which we're going to talk about here in just a minute or two. So,
yeah.
We'll see. But if you're watching, feel free to, if you're watching live, feel free to comment. We'd love to hear from you, especially with the big news today. What's on your mind? Love it, hate it, don't care. Should be a fun show, and I'm going to see if you and our fans can keep me from jumping off the 480 bridge here today.
We'll be able to do that. We'll be able to. I'll talk you down a little bit. It's
a tall task, my friend, so we shall see. So anyway, again, thanks for joining us. Man, throw a monkey wrench. We had everything kind of plotted out what we were doing, and then I saw the announcement. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, kind of. We got to call audible at the line right now.
Right?
Hot route.
That threw me for a little bit. We were gonna start with talking about, it had been reported that it was down. Mary Kay, I think, had reported it was down to 3 candidates. At that time anyway. I believe it was at the time it was Schwartz,
yep,
Fieldhouse, and Todd Monken. And I think and I guess Lynn was in there, but I guess he was,
kind of taken off that list.
Yeah, so it really was a 3-man race, and I think of the 3, Todd Monken was the odd man out. I think most people thought it was going to be between Schwartz and Shieldhouse. So
yeah,
it's pretty interesting. So I guess without stalling any further, so much for doing that. It was the 19th head coach of your Cleveland Browns is going to be Todd Monken. How do you feel about that, John?
Well, like I said, I feel like I'm on top of the roller coaster. You get that nerves in your stomach. You're getting all nervous, and you're way up there. You don't know what's going to happen. That's kind of how I feel right now. I didn't see this one coming. I actually thought Schwartz and Shieldhouse were the 2 guys that were really in contention.
Yeah.
And I'm really kind of upset that I can't say, may the Schwartz be with you.
You know what? I had that uploaded. I played it on here, and it was fine. And then when I went on this morning to the studio, put it back on, it said invalid file.
Oh.
So maybe that was a sign.
There you go. Maybe it was. But I guess, okay, so I can talk you down maybe just a little bit because I know you're probably not too happy. And
do you want me to build this up and see? Let me build you up to why I'm right there, and then you can see if you can talk me down.
Yes, let's do that. Let's do that instead. That sounds a hell of a lot funner.
The little bit that I could pull up here beforehand was Monken's going to turn 60 in February. So much for the young man approach. After 3 seasons in the AFC North as Baltimore's OC, he stays in the division to become our head coach. He was our offensive coordinator in 19. That was the one and only year with Freddie Kitchens. And reports were those 2 really didn't get along. So basically, we got Baltimore's fired offensive coordinator. It was reported that Harbaugh was fired because ownership wanted Monken fired. Harbaugh refused to fire him, so they fired him. That's what they're led to believe.
That is true. I did hear that.
It's going to be Monken's first NFL head coaching opportunity. He was a head coach, I guess, at the college level from 13 to 15 with Southern Miss. He was also an OC and QB's coach at Georgia. From 20 to 22 when the Bulldogs did win their 2 national championships. So the interesting thing I heard today was he's only 2 coaches were hired with no head coaching experience. That was Jesse Minter and Jeff Halfley. All the rest had either college or pro. That being all said, John, talk me off.
Okay. Well, let's start when he was at Southern Mississippi.
Okay.
First year, 2013, he went 1-11. The next year, 3-9, and the year after that, 9-5. So
okay, you say your first 2, I've got 1 foot hanging over the ledge. You're not helping. I think in fact you may be pushing me.
What are you talking about? He went from 1-11 to 9-5.
I said the first 2 years. Your first 2 years,
Well, you got to build your program. You got to get your guys in there. As a college coach, you got to recruit. You don't get that. You're playing with last year's guys, their first season. So that's 1 for me.
Okay.
Second of all, when he was here with the Browns in 2019, Nick Chubb had a phenomenal year, and so did Baker Mayfield.
Okay.
He worked with the Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson. They had the number 1 ranked offense in 2023.
Well, supposedly, yeah. And if we did a little thing, in 2023 we had that they were ranked 6th.
Okay.
370 yards total.
All right.
And then 2024 was what?
Weren't they number 1?
Yep.
Offense
number 1
with over 400 yards a game.
424. And then last year they were 16th with 322. Now we need to preface all this by saying they did have Lamar Jackson for all 3. And Henry been there to 2 years, or is this his 3rd year?
This was his 3rd, right? I believe.
Okay. I know.
I'm pretty sure it's his 3rd year this year.
Okay. So
let's talk too about the coaches you said that didn't have experience, and we'll talk about the ones that did. Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, they didn't even give him a sniff. Most of it thought because of his age. He's what? McCarthy, I think 62, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they're about close to the same age. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
You had Robert Saleh. He didn't in New York. He was just basically licking Aaron Rodgers' boots, his shoes.
Yeah.
So and then he went back to 49ers. Now he's with Titans, which I don't even understand that.
Right.
I don't know. I'm looking at this class of coaches that are coming out, and I guess the only thing I would say is Monken better than Kevin Stefanski?
I don't know. I mean, on the surface, I'd say no. Would you?
The
NFL is a copycat league, and right. the way everything's been going recently, it seems like it's the young guy. Who's that young up and comer, genius, young minded? I mean, you look at all the guys that have been hired between, Jacksonville with Liam, McDonald, of course, McVay, he started it all. Him and Shanahan, that's been kind of the hot thing. Yet we go across the grain again, and we're going to get the older 60-year-old guy with, no NFL head coaching, but was a college. I don't know. Oh, go ahead.
Well, so you're saying you wanted Nate Scheelhaus, a passing game coordinator that's never called a play in the NFL.
Well, I mean, when you say it like that, I'll admit I wasn't thrilled. I wasn't really thrilled with the candidates they decided to interview. I will say we did do some research about. I do love Sean McVay. I think he's one of the best coaches in the NFL. And if you look at his tree of what's come out of there, I would swing and miss with somebody from his coaching tree or Shanahan's than anybody else's. He's been very successful. That being said, I wasn't thrilled. This guy's, no experience. He hasn't even been a coordinator yet. That's a big jump for a 35-year-old, not much experience. But here's what worries me. I was listening to local station, really big show. And this is where I'm kind of nervous.
Okay.
Grossi, they were talking about it, and this is literally 20 minutes or so, 20, 30 minutes before they made the announcement. They were talking to Grossi this morning, and it was reported, his source, whatever, that has him, didn't really have the conviction of Scheelhaus that Barry did. Now, one report was that Scheelhaus made it be known Buffalo wants to interview him. He's going to take that interview, which turned Jimmy off, apparently, which – okay, whatever. That could possibly, if I'm an owner, and be like, maybe. But anyway, it sounds like they were trying to marry Shieldhouse and Schwartz together. It could have come down to, and I don't know. From what he was saying, that Shieldhouse was never offered the Browns job because he's going to interview with Baltimore, but that he would take the job with Schwartz, but it sounded like maybe Schwartz would not stay, because they've been pretty hell-bent on wanting to keep Schwartz with the new coach. That was the one thing. And supposedly Haslam was big on Monken and Barry was big on Shieldhouse. So it's unknown if Schwartz was going to stay if Monken was hired as a head coach, but someone told Grossi no, but Grossi said that he didn't hear it from Schwartz. So you're telling me it came down to Shieldhouse and Monken, and it Haslam like Monken, Shieldhouse like Barry. Love him or hate him, that was Barry's job. It was, he's the man. He's going to find the next head coach. Well, Haslam once again jumped in and said, nah, I want this guy. So what do you think of that?
I think that is a huge, huge problem.
That blew me away.
Yeah, that's the crux of everything that is wrong with the Cleveland Browns.
Right.
And that is Jimmy Haslam sticking his nose into things when he shouldn't be. Well,
and that's what happened with somebody, you could date back to drafts and stuff. Wasn't it reported that Haslam wanted Manziel over the guys he's paying to run his team? Coaching, it came down to, it was reported everybody loved him or hated DePodesta and stuff. They wanted McDermott. He wanted Hugh Jackson. You thought he'd learn from somebody's, but if it's true, now we don't know for sure. This is what, one reporter who some people love, some people hate. I actually don't mind Grossi. If that's true, that again, I hate it. That's why I think I'm so down on this, is because I tend to believe that there's some truth to it.
Well, I believe there's truth to that too.
Do you? I don't think anybody's heard. Schefter reported, which way to go on this one, Adam. It wasn't groundbreaking, that Schwartz is still under contract. Well, no shit.
Oh,
but nobody knows for sure what Schwartz thinking. Is he going to stay? Because if he doesn't, not only do you take this guy as your head coach, which nobody really was high on, I think it's safe to say 95% of the fan base or higher is not thrilled with this hiring. But now you got to find a new defensive coordinator to boot.
Well, that kind of leads back to the whole problem of you're tying what you're doing to a defensive coordinator. You're trying to bring a coach in while still trying to hang on to a defensive coordinator. That, to me, if I'm Nate Shieldhouse and I was interviewing with the Cleveland Browns and they said, hey, you can have the job, but you got to keep Jim Schwartz, I wouldn't take the job because my career rests upon what I do. And I don't want to be tethered to somebody else's defensive coordinator, even if he's a great defensive coordinator.
I agree.
Maybe he won. I don't know. Who knows what the conversations were, but the whole thing of the Browns kind of catering to keep Jim Schwartz right off the rip for me was a problem.
Yeah. Got a comment from
here we go,
Roger Dog Chuck. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. You sweet bastard, you. Gotta love Roger.
I think Roger probably. You think he likes this move?
No, I don't think he likes it at all. I think he's laughing at it. Browns being the Browns. I know I am. I don't know. I don't like how this whole thing went. Now you want to try and spin it, because right now I want to ask you: do you want to just join me at the 40 bridge? Because to be honest, you didn't really convince me all that much.
So I'm trying really, really hard as a Browns fan to be like, I'm behind this guy. Let's do this.
Right.
But as soon as I start saying that stuff, I run out of steam, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know.
Now, if you're a Shedeur Sanders fan, here's a big question. Does this mean that Sanders now possibly has a legitimate shot at being QB1? Because it was reported that Baltimore wanted to draft him, but his camp, father, him, whatever, made it clear they didn't want to be Lamar's backup, so they said they didn't want him to draft him, but Baltimore wanted to.
Right.
Does Monken think there's something there with him that, hey, I can work with this kid?
I almost would think so, because him and Harbaugh were so in step together, so in step that Harbaugh's willing to lose his job with the Ravens. So
yeah,
So I would think that maybe he sees something that he can work with Sanders.
Yeah. We'll say, I think this answers the question. Roger said, only if we bring in Kitchens and run it back to 2019 in that juggernaut office.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Right, Roger? Oh boy. Yeah, no. Offense. He meant offense, not office.
Right.
We got you, Rod.
We know.
Although that offense, was pretty good. I mean, you did make a couple valid points with Baker. Chubb having a pretty good year. So, but yeah, I don't know. It feels like the Browns being the Browns, I think now I had this ready to go for the show today. There was 10 teams needing a coach. We were down to 7. The Browns, Cardinals, and Raiders still needing one. Stefanski, we know, was hired with Atlanta. Harbaugh was with the Giants. Miami ended up hiring Packers defense coordinator Hafley. Salah went to Tennessee. Minter went to Baltimore. McCarthy with Pittsburgh. That one surprised me a little. Joe Brady, again, I swear Buffalo's trying to be like us. Didn't it seem like every time we had one of the guys, they're like, oh, we're going to interview him too?
Yeah, they were just messing with us.
Yeah, they did hire Joe Brady, and now, this can be updated. We're now official. Roger also brought up a good point. Beckham destroyed that year.
He did.
Did he destroy the team or did he destroy? So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess time will tell. We can all say what we want. It's like draft. Most of the time draft, greatest pick. They had the greatest draft. You don't know shit for a couple years, but
you don't. You really don't. You know what? Maybe he'll end up being a fantastic coach and take us to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much information out there. You don't know what to believe. Then I think it was Josiah Anderson or is it her or Aditi Kikwala? Yeah, one of them was saying that it wasn't true about that whole essay thing.
That was Aditi.
What was it?
That was Aditi Kikwala.
He said no. It was like they had 5 questions, and I don't know. It just, to me, it seems like the Browns are always trying to do something different than everybody else. Like they're smarter than everybody. We've got our way of doing something, and it hasn't really, blossomed into much. What do we have to show for it? So I don't know.
So the one thing I was wondering, like, who else was there really that could have been the coach? I mean, there weren't a lot of names out there, really.
I mean, I don't know.
Maybe are the Browns? Is this a stopgap kind of coach for 2 years, and
possibly
then we bring somebody in? Maybe he's got to try and right the ship. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like that. It feels like everything they're doing is trying to gear up to build this team up so that come 2029, unless that gets held off, because there's always something with that about now there's a lawsuit or this or court thing with this.
Yeah, Dennis Kucinich was trying to stop the whole thing.
He has to disappear. I think he's trying to stay relevant. I thought I heard, is he going to try and run for governor? I mean, this guy's ran for so much stuff. He's won a few things, but he's also lost quite a bit. It's like, dude, go away.
Yeah, I'm kind of tired of Kucinich.
It's over. This thing's passed, moved on. Let's just, they're going to fuck around. And then, the biggest debacle when we came back and built that stadium was everybody said, oh, they rushed it. The stadium was built like shit. It's falling apart. Well, they're going to fuck around. Excuse my language. It's how I feel today. But they're going to mess around with this, dilly-dally, delay stuff. And I'll be like, oh, well, now we don't have whatever, we're behind or this. Right. And, it's just, geez, oh man, so well, I don't know.
It worries me a little bit that everything is gearing up for the dome.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that it's kind of coming at us right now, I'm not feeling great.
No. I mean, time's going to tell. We'll have to see what he says. I mean, I'll give everybody a shot, but maybe there's some luck with him being the 19th head coach of the Cleveland Browns and Bernie. And maybe he'll bring a little bit of that Bernie magic from the late 80s. And who knows? Maybe I'm going to try and keep optimistic. I'm going to try and keep a gleam. And we shall see.
Yes.
I'm real curious, nothing for nothing. I've been thinking about this too. They're talking about Schwartz, what a fabulous job he did with the defense. And I'll admit, he did. The numbers overall were pretty good. I think they started off stronger. I do think they faded a little at times. I do think we gave up a lot of points and drives at bad times. But I started thinking, I'm like, was Schwartz that good? Or was this defense just that good that, any halfway decent coordinator could have had them playing well? Because you look at what they added, and what we've invested over the years on the defensive side, that defense, and with Myles Garrett, should be a top 10 defense, no?
For sure. Definitely. I think you could have taken a lot of defensive coordinators and they could have done what Schwartz did, maybe in a different way, but they've got some talent on that side of the ball.
I'm starting to think that now. I will admit, who was our coordinator before him, defensive? Why did I just draw a blank? I knew it.
Was it? That's a great trivia question.
I can't believe I can't remember this. This is going to bother me the rest of the day. Anyway, I mean, I felt like times they weren't using Myles right and stuff. I do like his schemes. I will say that because there's times I didn't like how they played some of the zone schemes, which we weren't very good at. But so, I mean, I do like his style. He's been very successful wherever he's gone. So I don't want to take that away from him. And I do think he's a good, coordinator, but I don't know.
Well, it might be one of those things that the Browns know what this team, well, let's hope they know what this team needs. Maybe Monken is, his style will be different than Stefanski's enough where these players respond to him more. I don't know. Maybe that's what we can hope for.
Oh, God. Joe Woods was that. Oh, God.
Joe Woods. That's it. Joe Woods.
Oh, my God. Maybe the worst defensive coordinator we've had.
So I take back what I said that anybody could take this defense.
I take it back, too. I was so wrong. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. So Schwartz is great.
I love the guy. May the Schwartz be with you.
Rogers thought Steve Wilkes. Steve Wilkes. He wasn't. What do you think? You were on Dog Truck, Steve. Let's clean. No, but I want to start drinking like Dog Truck. It's noon, and I'm supposed to be doing some work after this in my other life job. But I've got about 12 bottles of bourbon staring at me to the left here that I want to just grab a bottle and drink out of. So, yep, Joe Woods. I had to look that up, Roger. I forgot. And, yeah, we remember he was infamous for, where's our safety? Oh, that's right. He's 30 yards down the field. Remember how he played the safety so deep?
Was that Jabril Peppers?
Yeah. Well, was it Peppers?
I think.
Yeah. Well, he was drafted in 18 or 17 with Myles. So I don't know if it was still. It probably was. But
for some reason, I remember seeing the thing was Peppers was way. 30 yards out.
I think you are right. 2000.
Well, I wasn't able to talk you off the ledge, and
Steve Wilkes was prior to Joe Woods. Roger was right. I totally forgot. He was part of Freddie Kitchen's staff. So now I don't know which. I thought it was Joe Woods that always played the safety back.
It's, there's been so many coaches and so many coordinators. It all turns into just one big pile of muck.
It all blends together, huh?
It really does.
Okay, well, let's get to some happy news.
So my final note on this, Steve.
Okay.
I was going to try and talk you off the ledge, but I'm standing hand in hand with you right now on that ledge.
Oh boy. Well, and this begs the difference. If there's any truth to what Grossi was saying about, Barry really feeling strongly about Shieldhouse and has him preferring, Monken, and we saw, it's going with Monken. Is Barry's job safe? And does he want to stay here if, hey, you hired me to run this ship and you're overriding me? That's going to be an interesting.
Oh, if that happened and I'm Andrew Barry, I'm like, dude, I'm out of here.
I mean, as Browns
I feel like I'm so tired of working with this guy.
Right. And as Browns fans, we do knock him. I mean, he's had some pretty bad drafts. He's, no GM's perfect. There, if you go 40% or better, that's great. He did have a great draft last year. Has had some success with some of the free agents, but nobody's signed a worse or made a worse trade than Deshaun Watson. Yeah, but again, was that Haslam stepping up saying, I want him at all costs, you go get him? Let's, that, who knows? I don't know if we'll ever hear that. But from what I've heard, Barry's got a pretty good reputation around the league about being fair with players. He's done some player solids, Flacco, getting him out of here to give him a chance, this and that. Agents respect him. He can manipulate the cap. That's one thing he's pretty good. I mean, I really like, and I'm in the minority, I thought Dorsey. I like Dorsey. Didn't know how to do the cap for shit, but, I thought he identified some pretty good football players and stuff, and that's one of Barry's strengths. So I guess time will tell. And it's going to be an interesting presser to see how these guys react with each other. So We shall see.
Get your popcorn.
Let's go on to some, I'd say, more exciting news. But
yeah, let's lighten the mood.
Yeah, well, I don't know how this is because, well, let's just bring it up. It was announced the other day that the Browns have added a Pro Bowler to the Pro Bowl roster, and Shedeur Sanders was named a Pro Bowl to the Pro Bowl team.
That's awesome.
I'm going to start off with saying congratulations to Shedeur. It's not, it's not his fault. He didn't do anything wrong. He played. But is it a joke now what the Pro Bowl, that he is a Pro Bowler?
Well, the Pro Bowl's a joke.
Yeah.
It's flag football.
Yeah. And weren't they playing all these other like kids games and stuff?
And then they do dodgeball.
Yeah, like all this
dodge, duck, dive, dodge.
That's a great movie. I do like that.
I saw a meme like a week ago, and it had, what was the name? O'Hallahan. What was the guy throwing the wrenches? O'Toole O'Hallahan or something from them. And they said he was going to be the next coach of the Cleveland Browns.
Oh yeah, I want to know how everybody was doing that. They'd have a picture. This guy interviewing for the Browns job, and it's like all these people on X and stuff, and then some were coming back saying I've withdrawn. I want to know how you create that stuff.
I don't know. I wish I knew how.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyways, getting back to Shedeur.
Yeah.
Wasn't
it Patches O'Houlihan?
Patches O'Houlihan. That's it. I love it.
That is pretty.
We need him throwing wrenches at Shedeur. But so the quarterbacks for the Pro Bowl, we have out and injured quarterbacks: Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Bo Nix, Daniel Jones, and Cam Ward. Now, then you also have Drake May, who's going to the Super Bowl, so he can't be in it. And then the people that declined not to play: Lamar Jackson, C.J. Stroud, Trevor Lawrence, Joe Burrow, and Aaron Rodgers. Kind of leaves you with Shedeur Sanders.
Did you mention Cam Ward in the beginning?
Did not mention Cam Ward. Oh, I did. He's out injured. He got injured in the final game.
Okay. I mean, and that's what it usually comes out. It's right. Shades of what? If just a few years back. Remember when Tyler Huntley got voted in for Baltimore after only playing like a couple games? So
yeah,
I think it's a testament. A lot of teams don't want to. A lot of players don't really want to do it anymore. I mean, it doesn't. It's always been kind of the least, the worst of the All-Star games, and I get it. Nobody wants to get hurt for a meaningless game. It's almost like, why even do it? Well, you know why they do it. NFL is all about making money. If they can make however they can make money, they're going to do it. So,
right.
But yeah, I mean, hey, kudos to the kid. I don't want to take anything away from him. It's not his fault.
He's just playing by the rule. He's playing by the rules.
And who knows? Maybe this is going to help jumpstart. And next thing, he's just going to take off. He's got that Pro Bowl label after him now, and Shedeur is just going to be legendary. So anyway. Congrats to him. Nope.
No.
So other exciting news that we had on here was, let's see. Did you catch the Stefanski interview?
I saw I didn't see a whole lot of it. I just saw a minute or two. I saw him walking in with his family, answering a question about Baker Mayfield. About
is that when you came in?
No, I just saw someone did a clip of it.
Oh yeah,
I didn't sit and watch the whole thing.
I watched it. I watched almost all of it, and it was kind of typical of him. It didn't really come out and say too many things. Said what you would expect, but they did. They did ask him. Somebody asked him, about Baker's comments, and he said, "I love the rivalries, and I would not get into the." Wait, I had it here. I love the rivalries, and I would not get into the specifics of those type of things, other than to say I have a ton of respect for Baker as a player and a person. So, typical Stefanski, I guess. Answer. I guess thinking about it, and I know there's been a lot of Atlanta fans that aren't thrilled about the hire. I'm still surprised. Not that Atlanta hires Stefanski, because I thought he'd get a head coaching job again. But they also brought Tommy Reese in as OC. And John, I think they're clearly saying and thinking that it wasn't Stefanski and Reese's fault. It was the Browns and the players on the roster. What do you think?
I think so too. I think Stefanski really likes Tommy Reese. And I think that they must have worked pretty well together. So I think there's some comfort there for Stefanski.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. I mean, not a shocker. They announced, and I don't remember the guy's name, but they were talking about his staff, and they did bring a special teams coordinator, and it wasn't Ventrone.
Well, can you blame him?
I mean, I thought I thought he was a big Stefanski, or no, actually, I've read that too, that somewhere Haslam was a big fan of Ventrone. So I don't know. Who knows?
Well, there's the answer to all your questions right there.
I hope that's not true, but yeah, I don't know. I just think it's interesting for a team that went, 5 wins, and the offense looked as bad as it did. Yeah, players' talent on there. The offensive line has a big part in it, but it's also, this is who you brought in to run your offense. So, I thought it was interesting. And he did say right up front that Reese is going to be calling the plays. He made that up. I did see him say that right off the bat. So,
oh boy.
Yeah, we'll see.
They have some weapons in Atlanta for sure.
They do. Robinson's going to be fun. Drake London. I don't know if Pitts was a free agent. I think he actually had a good year last year. Penix, we'll see. He does have some ties with Kirk Cousins and familiarity. So they do have weapons. But the other big news that happened yesterday was our old former coach and New England coach, Bill Belichick. Apparently, they had their voting, and it was announced yesterday that Belichick was not a first ballot Hall of Famer. He fell short. I guess it's 40 out of the 50 required votes. And from what I heard this morning, he got 39 out of 50. John,
that's unbelievable.
Let me ask you this. How does an 8-time Super Bowl coach, 6 as a head coach with New England, and then 2 with the Giants as D coordinator, most Super Bowl appearances as a head coach with 9, most playoff wins by a head coach with 31. He's second all-time in wins if you count regular season and playoffs combined, with 333, only behind Don Shula. He's third all-time in just regular season wins at 302, behind Shula at 328 and Hallis at 318. Wow. How does he not get elected first-time Hall of Famer?
Total bullshit. Total bullshit. These people that are voting for this, they have an axe to grind, obviously, because with those numbers and what he's done in the NFL, for him not to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And Steve, we're the guys that don't even really. I don't know about how you feel, but I still am not a huge fan of Belichick from his time here in Cleveland.
Well, yeah, you still have the stinging of releasing Bernie Kosar.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm a bitter old man.
Bernie did forgive him and said he was probably right.
Well, Bernie's a bigger man than me.
He is. Technically, he is. We met him, and you're 6'4". You're just about an inch or so shorter.
Yeah, he was a big dude.
It reminded me, I think it's easy. I think a lot of media hated him, for how he acted. Maybe rightfully so. He's kind of a jerk. But it brings back, just like, remember back in 1995 when Albert Bell got cheated and robbed out of the AL MVP over Mo Vaughn?
Yeah.
It was clear.
It's all writers. It's the writers.
50 club. Yeah. And Albert was an asshole to most media. And they strictly, it was, we're not giving it to him or Mo Vaughn. And Mo Vaughn had a great year. But if you look at the numbers, by and large, Albert clearly, I think he wasn't at the time the first 50-50.
Yeah.
50 home runs, 50 doubles.
Yep.
But he was an asshole. And I think kind of that happened with Belichick. Now, I did hear I heard a couple things, actually. 2 things they said against him was potentially the 2 cheating scandals, Deflategate and Spygate. And then, the old saying, though, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. But it was also reported, I heard yesterday, don't know if it's true, allegedly that Bill Polian, remember the Colts?
That
he got together some people. He had not a big fan of his or an issue. And I think it was maybe because of the scandals, but rumor had it that he got people together to kind of vote against them, and that held him back. So
wow.
I don't know.
Unbelievable. To me, it's unbelievable that a guy could have that great of a coaching career and not get into the Hall of Fame on the first ballot.
And no offense, I usually thought women were a little bit more held grudges. I know a lot of girls that they don't let stuff go.
Yeah.
Or some guys, me and you, be like, you're an asshole. You're, this. The next day we're having a beer together. No biggie. But there's some people in the NFL that love to hold grudges.
Nope. I hold grudges NFL wise with.
Well, that is true. You just made that clear. So
I'm still not over the drive and the fumble. So, I've got a long way to go to grow as a football fan, as a person.
Hey, I forgot to say this last week. I wanted to mention I do like the new setup in the office. Before it was like very classy. Your wife's a writer. It was pretty very clean, nothing up. And I see you got some new stuff.
Yeah, I just it's temporary. I put it up for the show and then I take it down because this is a nice office and I don't want to,
I was just about to say, now we know who wears the pants in the writer household, and you just went and said, no, it's temporary. As soon as this show's over, it's coming down.
Oh yeah. This doesn't stay up all week long.
Oh my God.
That ain't happening here.
How is the new place coming along?
So I haven't done much. We've got the whole upstairs done. The downstairs is done except for the kitchen. We'll do that in the summer. The basement, waiting till my daughter Madeline moved in for a couple of weeks. She's getting a new place. So
that's right, because they live together. I'm like, wait, the girls aren't living together. I forgot the other one got married.
Right, yeah.
So won't get married.
So she's here now, and then once she moves out, then I'll do the downstairs basement area and do all that work. So it's coming along.
You did quite a bit just to get ready beforehand. A lot of painting and stuff.
A lot of work, a lot of painting, a lot of electrical work I did.
Hey, if our buddy Roger's still out there listening, Roger is he's well known to be one of the finest plumbers in all of all of Ohio, to be honest with you. So you were talking about wanting to add a bathroom to the basement. Roger might be the guy you want to talk to.
I might have to get a hold of Roger then.
You have to get him really drunk though. See if he'll help you.
I can do that.
There you go. So, that's pretty cool. So we're going to go on to our next session, the therapy session. I didn't really pull anything this time with everything going on, but the one thing I thought was kind of interesting, I did pull up, I was kind of looking at stuff, there's the schedule we had, and I'm not ready to do the Browns schedule and not technically scheduled, but opponents for next year. We'll do that another show, but I thought this was kind of interesting. I saw some dates, not all of them, but some pretty important NFL dates coming up to let people know about. So I figure we could talk about that a little bit.
Sounds good.
So February 3rd is the Pro Bowl. It's also in California. What is it, Santa Clara that the 49ers are in, I believe. So Pro Bowl's February 3rd. Now we got a few guys there now. So we'll see. February 8th, Super Bowl. We're going to talk about the playoffs here in a little bit and that whole matchup. February 9th is when waiver period opens. So that's kind of interesting. February 17th through March 3rd, it's the tag window, for franchise or transition players teams can do. One of our favorite, and I think all of Ohio, Cleveland's favorite, the NFL Combines, February 23rd. It goes from the 23rd to the 2nd, I believe. So that'll be good. And then we start getting into some other good things. March 9th through the 11th. March 9th, I believe, starting at noon, going till the 11th till 4 p.m. is clubs are permitted to contact, negotiate, and it's that. Remember that unwritten rule. We can talk to negotiate, enter into contract negotiations with unrestricted free agents. And then March 11th, the league year begins and free agency signing period begins at 4 p.m. So. And trades too, I believe. So that's some exciting stuff. No?
Yeah.
March 29th to the first annual meetings. April 6th is a club that this will affect the Browns, obviously. April 6th, clubs that hire new head coaches may begin off-season workout programs. I think they get like a week or two jump on other teams. So
that's us.
Yep. April 17th has the restricted free agent offer sheet deadline. Our favorite time of the year, our Super Bowl, is the NFL draft in Pittsburgh, April 23rd through the 25th. So there's a few other ones, but I thought those were some of the big ones that of coming up with the NFL season here.
So the draft in Pittsburgh. That'll be interesting to see what we're going to be doing, Steve. I don't know if we'll be getting together for that, holding some kind of little get together.
We have to now. We used to do it every year.
Yeah.
And then, obviously we didn't have the 3 years with no draft picks. We kind of got away from a little bit. Now we're back, and we're back with 2 first rounders. So maybe we'll have to do it at the new place there in Brook Park.
We can do that.
Where the new stadium will be here, hopefully in 29. So
as long as Dennis Kucinich doesn't block it.
When I still give you credit to this day, one of my favorite chicken wings is you did it at my house when we had the draft party. We did wings. We made our own wings. I made homemade pizzas. We made all that food. And you came up with that. You introduced me to that sauce. It's the sriracha and honey sauce.
Which that's a good one.
For me, it's like the perfect. You get a little bit of heat, a little bit of sweetness, and you tailor it to how you like it. If you're more of a spicy, hot person, add more sriracha. If you like a little bit more sweet, add more honey. Yeah. That is, I think, my favorite wing sauce now.
That is good wing sauce.
I really do like it.
But I'm still traditional,
classic
buffalo. Give me not real hot, enough hot where it burns a little bit, but not where it like scorches your face off.
What are you talking about? Well, okay, I will agree to that point. You still amaze me. Your family amazed me back in the day. I mean, we've known each other since we're about 15?
Probably, yeah, about 15.
About 15 years old, I think, somewhere around there. So yeah, it's been a long time. I remember going into your parents' fridge, and their fridge door, the inside of the door was just a row of hot sauces you guys had. So
yeah, it still happens to this day.
You are a hot sauce aficionado, my friend. But I do agree. We talked about this thing in another show. Kevin, our buddy Kevin.
Oh yeah,
going to North Worthington. What was it? Aardvarks?
Aardvarks Lounge, yeah.
For wings, I forget what they were called, like some type of
Red Death or something like that.
Kevin loved hot wings, but I think he get to 3 or 4? I don't remember the count. He didn't come close to finishing them. He was sweating. He was beet red, sweating, nose dripping. I mean, it was one of the funniest yet scariest things I think I'd seen in person. So,
hey, speaking of Kevin, let's talk about these playoffs because he's in Seattle and the Seahawks played the Rams on Saturday.
All right. Well, before we do that, we'll get to that here. We want to let's do a break for our sponsor. So we're going to take a break and be right back. And welcome back to the show. Want to thank Hemisphere Coffee as our sponsor. They are located here in Mechanicsburg, Ohio. And as they like to say, they shake the hand of the coffee farmer. So thank them, Hemisphere Coffee Roasters. If you haven't tried them, give them a try. You can go to hemispherecoffeeroasters.com. And there you go. All right,
what's their slogan? They shake the hand of the coffee farmer?
Well, technically, it's we shake the hand of the coffee farmer.
I think it should be we shake the hand of the coffee man. I just changed their whole thing.
You need to let them know. All right, let's talk playoffs. And there we go. All right, so we'll start with the AFC one, the least of the. What do you got for us?
Well, New England went to Denver and they beat the Broncos 10-7. And it was I'm glad this game was on in the afternoon because I was able to do a couple things while it was on. It was okay. Without Bo Nix there, it kind of took away from the game, I guess, a little bit. Stidham didn't do a bad job.
Well, I got to admit, he started off that first drive. They went down the field. He threw that deep ball. I was like, holy shit, Denver's got a shot. I mean, it looked promising. And then after that, not a damn thing really happened for him.
Well, the problem is too, Steve, with both these teams, we've got our ties with Denver that, stem from long, long ago. And then the whole New England thing with Vrabel and all their titles. It's just kind of like, I don't even want any of these teams to go, but someone's got to go. They both can't lose.
Yeah, no, I'm still stunned. I really thought Buffalo had it this year. That was my pick to go from the AFC.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, that was a tough one. I mean, it really was for me kind of a tale of two games. The first half, that field was clear and dry for the most part. And then I don't know if it was in the second quarter, definitely in the third quarter, they started getting some snow. And by the fourth quarter, it was snowstorm, field covered in snow. You know, it was amazing how during that course of that game, how the field and conditions changed so much. And, you know, I'll stick with this. I really do think I love Sean Payton as a head coach. I think he's one of the better ones, but I really think he screwed up. These teams nowadays are so hell-bent on going for it on fourth down and not kicking field goals. And it cost Denver. They could have easily kicked the field goal early, and I think it was second quarter. They had a chance to kick a first or second quarter. He could have kicked a field goal and at that time, the field was dry.
Right.
An easy make.
Yeah.
And he did it. You know,
that's what they do these days. And they did it. We'll talk about the next game too.
Yeah. I just, you know, when are they going to learn? I get it to a point if you're playing the Rams or what turned out to be Seattle. These high-powered offenses where you're like, look, field goals aren't going to cut it. But in a game like that, and if you're in Denver, you got to know what the reports are, what the weather's supposed to be like.
Yeah.
You have the home field advantage. You know, you got a quarterback that's playing his really first playoff game with very limited experience.
Yeah.
How do you not put points on the board? Because you got to feel like, hey, we're not going to score a lot of points with this. So I thought that was a blunder. And surprise, New England is back at the Super Bowl again.
Good for them. Good for you. Good for me. Good for everybody.
That's one of my top 3 sayings of yours that I love. Yeah, that one was whatever. Is what it is. So, you know, that one. Now, how about
Steve? Same thing with the Rams game.
Yeah,
the Rams lost 27-31. McVay had an opportunity to kick a late field goal, decides to go for it on fourth down. They don't get it.
Yeah,
and they could have pulled within 1 point with about maybe 3-4 minutes left,
something like that. Now, first, congratulations to one of our good friends, childhood friends, Kevin Engelbart, from here, but moved out to that Washington, Seattle area. God, it's been a long time now. I forget how long. He is a Seahawks fan that now being there for so long. So happy for him.
Yep.
But yeah, that game, man, what a game. That was by far the game of the day. And yeah,
I've got to say too, when the Rams muffed that punt and then Seattle took it in, I thought that was it. Like I thought that Seattle would bury them.
Yeah.
But man, the Rams came right back.
They did.
Impressively.
I started thinking too, man, this might be over, but hey, you got to give credit where credit's due. And how about Sam Darnold?
Right.
Went 25 of 36, 346 yards and 3 touchdowns. Who had Sam Darnold as the first quarterback from that infamous 2018 NFL draft of going to the Super Bowl first before Baker, Josh Allen, and Lamar Jackson?
Not me or the Minnesota Vikings.
Right. And I did hear this the other day. I didn't realize this. I believe he's the first player to go 14. Shoot, I don't know if I made this wrong. It's one of two things. He's the first player to go back-to-back 14 wins in a season, or first player to go 14 wins with 2 different teams back-to-back. I can't remember which one now. I kind of think the latter, but maybe somebody out there will tell us for sure. But anyway.
Well, you've got to be, I don't know, frustrated with the Browns because that was your guy in that draft, wasn't it? You really wanted Darnold.
And that 18 draft, that was when we were at my house with one of our draft parties. That year, I did like Darnold. I thought he was, I don't want to say safe. I mean, I liked a lot about him. His size, his arm, played at USC. Remember they had that video of Haslam in the stands hanging with his parents and stuff. You remember that?
I don't recall that.
Yeah, he was. I think he was.
Goddamn, Haslam getting in the way again.
I did like him. I thought, based on his background, I like Josh Allen a lot. But the 2 things that scared me, and I think most people, was he played at Wyoming, a small school, didn't really go against the best talent. And in college, he wasn't that accurate. I think he's only 50-something%. And everybody says in the NFL, you don't get more accurate. The windows get tighter, smaller. So I was like, man, I mean, anybody that saw Josh Allen's workouts, pro day, guy could throw it about 80 yards, 6'5", 240, kind of like Ben Roethlisberger. And for Cleveland, we'd love to have that. And Baker, I wasn't a huge Baker fan at the time. I thought he was too short, and I thought he was a little cockier than what I would have liked. So
You just didn't like that he planted the flag at Ohio State.
I was pissed about that, but I didn't like the cockiness. I like cocky, but sometimes there's too cocky, and I thought sometimes I don't want you running your mouth too much. But he proved me wrong. I still remember one of my favorite seasons was us, season ticket holders. Remember that 2020 or 2019? Well, no, really 2018. He came in after that, and the games we had with him lighting it up, throwing for setting a record, rookie record, what 30, 31 touchdowns or whatever it was, 30-some touchdowns. So Baker's better than what I thought. Allen was better than I think most people thought. Darnold, it took a while. What? This is his 8th year.
Yeah.
You know, the Jets, bunch of teams, but
Doesn't it kind of seem that it takes like 5 years to figure this out as a quarterback?
Everything's cyclical. It used to be years ago, you draft a quarterback, he sat for a few years to learn. And then it got into this thing like, you need to play now. We're drafting you. I mean, back then when there was no cap and draft cap stuff, you were giving these guys the most money. You know, these owners want you on the field. Plus, having a guy like Peyton Manning come out of college who was one of the most NFL-ready quarterbacks as you'll ever get, I don't know if that helped. But then there's been other quarterbacks. There's been not a big shift, but a slight shift of, okay, we're not going to start. You know, Rodgers sat for a while. Mahomes sat for that whole year. The last game he played, very last game when Alex Smith was in KC. But I don't know. What do you think?
Well, and also, and even if they come in as a rookie and they play right away, it almost feels like it takes a couple years. I mean, like Jaden Daniels, he had a great rookie year and he was kind of banged up this year, but I still think like he might come back down to earth a little bit next year. I think he's a good quarterback, but it might be one of those things, 3-4 years, that's when he really starts to get it. And it just kind of seems like it goes that way. For someone like Sam Darnold, it took him a couple years, but damn, the guy's been on fire the last couple years.
He really has.
So now is he a free agent after this year? What did Seattle sign him to? Do you know Sam Darnold? Is he going to be in Seattle?
A three-year deal?
3 year? Okay. I didn't know what kind of deal he had with Seattle. So good for that.
3 years.
Yeah. Lock him up. Lock him up for a long time. The guy can play.
I mean, it's looking like it. And Daniels, as far as Daniels goes, yeah, I thought he was pretty good. But is he kind of having the same thing with RG3? Just he seems to get hurt a lot.
He's not a big guy.
No. And yeah, Darnold signed a 3-year, over $100 million contract. So through 27, he'll be there.
Well, Seattle's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah. Well, and look at what happened. I mean, some people out there are crazy. Geno Smith kind of revitalized his career when he was there and left. And look at what happened to him and the Raiders. And, that'll be the Browns one day, I think. Hopefully. And we got to mention one other thing. This one I love because, well, I'm a homer, but you have to, for as good as Sam Darnold was, and he was great, it really helps when you got a receiver like Jackson Smith-Njigba, Ohio State's own. I remember an interview a few years back. They were all still in college, and when Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, and Njigba was there, and I think it was Marvin Harrison, but he wasn't in the interview at the time, and they were asking him, who's the best receiver out of all you? Without hesitation, Olave and Wilson both said Smith and JSN.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. And I was like, okay, maybe they're just being nice to young kid pumping him up. But dude is 10 catches, 153 yards, and a touchdown.
He's unstoppable.
Even
on balls that are out of the back of the end zone, he's still catching them and trying to get 2 feet in the.
Oh, he made a couple phenomenal catches.
It's ridiculous.
And we didn't take him that year because that was the year we didn't have our first round pick.
Oh, thank you, Andrew Berry. Oh, Jimmy Haslam, whoever made that.
Whoever it was. Yeah, that one hurt a little, but on a positive note, our predictions last week.
Yes.
We both were correct with the New England game.
Yep.
We both predicted the Patriots to win. Now, in our defense, we didn't know it was going to be a freaking blizzard by the second half. I had the Patriots winning 24-10, and you had them winning you had them winning 27-17. So 10-7, weren't really accurate to score, but we did get the team right. And then this one was closer. I'm going to pat myself on the back. I had, well, not really, because we're both wrong.
We're both wrong. How could you pat yourself on the back when you're wrong?
Because I was looking at the score, and I had the Rams winning 31-28, and the score was 31-27, but it was the Seahawks. And you had the Rams 34-31. So yeah, I mean, I guess we can't toot our own horn.
No, not at all.
Get like partial.
No half credit.
Damn it. So we're wrong with that one. So that sets the stage now for the elusive Super Bowl 60. And so you're going to have the New England Patriots led by Drake May and the Seattle Seahawks led by Sam Darnold. Let's go
Seattle.
Well, just to give a little bit of information about that. So Super Bowl 60 is set. It's at Levi Stadium, I believe, right? 49ers home?
Yeah.
Levi Stadium?
Yeah, Levi Stadium.
We said February 8th. What is it? There was like 6:30 starts.
6:30 start.
Yep.
Something like that.
And I think we are going to do a Super Bowl edition or Super Bowl show. What? Probably the week of. Not next
the week of.
We'll do a week of. So in 2 weeks, we're going to do kind of a Super Bowl edition. We'll have some fun with that. So we're not going to do any prediction or anything right now. So
yeah, that sounds good.
All right. And they're getting a little behind in time. I didn't think
we are.
All right. So we don't have much draft talk, but you did want to, the Senior Bowl starting. And you did want to talk about a few players of note.
Right. So the Senior Bowl will be on Saturday. I think you can watch it on NFL Network.
Okay.
So there were I was kind of interested just in offensive linemen and wide receivers.
Panini Super Bowl.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I thought it was a sandwich, but then I had to Google it and I found out that it's trading cards.
Oh, I was thinking it was Paninis because both and I at one point in our young lives when our late I don't know if I was 21. We worked at the time. There was only one Panini's in Cleveland. It was on the east side of the flats. We both worked there for a period of time.
Yeah, that was fun. Remember we saw Steve Everett? Were you there when Steve Everett came in?
Yes. It was there when Danny Ferry was there too.
Steve Everett is a mountain of a man.
Yeah, he is. Cool dude. Very cool dude. And I wasn't a big Danny Ferry fan, but I had a lot of respect for him because a lot of players, and Everett wasn't like this though. A lot of players, athletes would come in there pretty much expecting to get everything handed to him free. Ferry tried like hell to pay for everything, but the owner's like, no, it's on us. And so I gave him some respect for that because some of those guys feel so entitled. But anyway.
Anyways. Yeah, there's a Danny Ferry story about you driving his car one time, but we can
allegedly.
We'll talk about the Senior Bowl though. So offensive linemen that to watch. There's a couple. Now, Steve, you're gonna have to help me with this last name from the guy from Max Anchor from Arizona State.
Close enough, sure.
Okay, and then we have Jennings Dunbar or Dunker from Iowa. He's one that I know they're pretty big on him. I guess he's kind of a mauler.
Okay.
Cage Casey from Boise State. Austin Barber from Florida and Jude Bowery from Boston College. So those couple names to watch in the if you're watching the game on Saturday. I think the game's on at 2:30 or something like that in the afternoon. Couple receivers too. I got 3 of them to keep an eye on. Georgia State's wide receiver Ted Hurst. He's a small school riser in this draft class. So 6'3", 185. Possibly a day 3 target for the Browns. Missouri wide receiver Kevin Coleman. He's 5'11", 180. I'm not big on the smaller receivers, but also day 3 possibility for the Browns. And LSU wide receiver Aaron Anderson. He's 5'8", 180. Also smaller guy. So he'd also probably be a day 2 pick. So 3 guys to keep an eye on while you're watching the game. That possible that the Browns could
this
draft.
One's a little bit lackluster, it feels like, because there's really no and I think you're right, 2:30 for I could see. There's really no quarterbacks of note, like in years past. So and I don't even know if the Browns, I thought they weren't even down there because they're still, Billy's Berry. I don't know if they're going to plan on going at some point, but I mean, they do have more.
Do the Browns ever go to the Senior Bowl? I feel like they never go. Like one of the biggest things, you don't even go.
I don't know. We'll have to see.
Now they won a couple times, I guess.
Yeah.
But
no, it'll be yeah. It's always fun to kind of look and see, kind of get a quick little advanced scouting. So
yeah.
All right, my friend. Moving on to my favorite, our favorite segment. This one's a little bit different. You did a little bit of a few things. Our land segment, where you feature a place to eat, food.
Well, it doesn't, Steve. It doesn't have to be food always. It's Cleveland. There's a lot of things that go on in Cleveland, so that's why it's not about. It's always about food with you.
Look at me. It's always about food. No, I'm kidding. You're right. Places, and you hit 3 places this time. You got around this week.
I did actually on Saturday. We went out. So we had seen that the West Side Market had a remodel.
They redid it. Last time I was there in that whole outdoor area was cut off. You had to go through a quick walkway. They were really confined, but they were close to getting it all completed. So you went there since then.
Yeah. So they have the one side, the side of the outside market that really didn't have a lot of stands.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you walk in, it was to the left.
Well, it does an L shape, and that one side.
Yeah. It was less vendors there.
There's like 2 places left, I think, last time I was there. It's sad.
Yeah, but now they've that side is filled up. Good. And they've remodeled it. And it's, you know what, Steve? I really like it. All the vendors, they're on ground level now, so they're not like trying to reach over and hand stuff. They also have coolers out that have the produce. So if you want to they'll give you Bruto Brothers. Have you gone to them, Steve?
Butros, that's one of my favorites. I love the Butros.
So what they have now, they have a basket. They give you a basket. You can go. They have some coolers and stuff. You can grab what you need and then just take it up to them. I did talk to the guy there that worked at Bruto's Brothers. Butros, and he was saying that all the response from people have been like, it's great. For them, it's a little bit. He said for them, it's a little bit tougher because there's not a lot of storage behind them.
Okay.
But they're making it work. But for the shopper, it's a much better experience.
Okay. Yeah, Butros Brothers, that was, I used to go there all the time.
Yeah.
Being an appraiser, I travel west side of Cleveland, and I used to go probably a couple times a week, which drove my wife nuts. I bought so much food, and I'm ashamed to say I probably threw out a lot of food for not eating it fast enough. But I used to go there, Butros. I love for like produce. Yeah. They're my buddies. And they're big Browns fans too. The owner.
They are.
First name, he's season ticket holder and stuff. I don't know if he still has it, but yeah, those guys are great guys. So that's all pretty filled up again then? Or
that whole side is all filled. Now they've got the other side under construction. Once that side of the market's done, I don't know like if people if they'll move around or what, but
okay, so it's the opposite because last time I was there, that left side you couldn't get in. In fact, that was completely blocked, and you could only go down the main aisle that lets you cut over to get into the indoor place.
Right.
So now it's the opposite. That's
correct.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So then went inside, got some steaks, got some oysters, and headed over to Paradise Galleria. It's over on Lorraine Avenue, 3910 Lorraine Avenue.
What? Just about 14 blocks?
Yeah, not far from the market at all. Erin was looking for a plant stand for some plants, and it's a vintage store. I had never heard of it. She knew where it was, so we went in, and I'll tell you, it's a pretty cool store inside. I got to say, they had some wild stuff in there. You see stuff in vintage stores that brings back memories. Sometimes you're like, oh, I remember we had this when we were a kid,
Yep.
So real cool looking vintage store. They had some they had like this fridge that you could walk in. It was like a secret tunnel, secret passageway. So that's something cool to check out.
Okay. I saw him putting up some of the pictures he had. I love that Browns. That's old school.
I know, dude. It was like $25 or $35, I think. And I'm like, I just can't justify it. Yeah. It's I think it's from the 60s, maybe something like that.
Yeah, that looks that's an old elf. That's it's not the one we all see on the hats and stuff now. That's real old, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
for sure. This one I loved a lot. I was hoping you said you bought this, but is that a Bon Jovi VHS tape?
It caught my eye. I'm like, Bon Jovi V8, but then I realized I don't have a VHS player.
You know what's so funny is in my basement when I was getting stuff organized again. I have a Bon Jovi. Remember that concert? Was it London or whatever? The real famous one back
The Live in London.
Yeah, where it was one of the. I still have that VHS tape of that. I'm like,
Do you have a VHS player?
No. At one point we had. Remember when they came out with the combination VHS player with the DVD? We had one of those.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
I barely have a DVD player. I think we got one or two around this house, but I ended up giving it to Goodwill. I'm like, I'll never do it again. I had a bunch of it. I had like Guns N' Roses concerts.
Oh yeah.
We had Indians playoff stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, this is old.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. They had some pretty cool stuff at Paradise Galleria. Well,
and you had another thing on the albums.
Yeah, they have a whole section of albums in there.
And then I don't know if this was the place. I'm trying to post up. You gave me a bunch of pictures, so I'm trying to get as many of them as I can up here. No, I think maybe it was the
other place, Flower Child.
Yeah, who was the one that had the magazines?
I think that was Paradise Galleria, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, maybe it was.
They had a bunch of Playboys in there.
Yeah, I think
vintage Playboys.
There it is.
No, the best thing, Steve. They've got, so this is the adult section, and you go in and no joke, they've got used lingerie in there. I don't know who's buying vintage lingerie. It just seems a little dirty to me.
Wow. Interesting. Yeah, I don't. Aaron wasn't feeling that.
No, she was no.
Oh boy. And then you went there, and then you went to, what was the other place?
So we didn't find the flower. She was looking for a plant stand. We didn't see it at Paradise Galleria. So then we went to Flower Child. They used to be over on Clifton, and they just moved to West 117th into a new space. Much bigger space.
We're 117th, closer to like Madison, or closer to
closer to like still near Clifton.
Okay. Flower Child Vintage.
Yeah, and so there's the old Flower Child was in a small little building, and stuff was just kind of like stacked and piled in there. It's more spread out. You can see things a lot easier. Now, to me, Flower Child seems like their prices were higher.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
that's a pretty cool shot.
They had some cool stuff though in there too. I saw a David Justice Mountain Dew. I think that's where I saw the David Justice Mountain Dew poster from the 90s. Yes. It was like a cutout. What else did they have in there?
Yeah, I had a bunch of them here.
Yeah, I can't remember some of the stuff, but real cool store too.
This one was, they had is that a tiki bar?
Oh yeah, they got a tiki. Dude, that tiki bar was like $700. I'm like, actually, that's not a bad price.
No. We took, so back in the day when we had our tailgate group, Muni crew, John, dude, this was awesome. You got us different sponsors. It's amazing how if you reach out to some of these companies, how many of them are willing to promote stuff and give you stuff. So when we had our tailgate group, you got us a free bar from Best of Time Bars, and we had their stuff out at our tailgate so people could get to them, and you tried to promote for them.
Yeah.
They gave us a Browns bar with 4 stools. It did like an L shape. It was one of those, that plastic resin stuff. Easily takes apart. Had the Browns umbrella, the bar stools. We got cornhole boards. The best was it Best of Times?
That was the bar, Best of Times. We had Stadium Salsa.
Stadium Salsa in Toledo, and they're still around. They sent us the biggest box of tortilla chips, salsas. That was awesome.
Yeah.
But I took that bar at our boat club. We have our regatta and different things going on. I took the bar. You gave me the bar, and I took that down for our regatta thing and set it up. And Deb went online and got the tiki stuff because it was like a Buffett theme that year. And we set that bar up for our regatta thing and had like food on it and stuff. It's kind of fun.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah. You had you had mentioned, I know I have, here it is right here. There are a couple things. And
what
you'd mentioned the David Justice. There's a picture of the Justice Mountain Dew. That is pretty cool. Was that as tall as you? It looks like
it was like a tall cutout. Yeah, it's like 5-6 feet tall.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ladder right next to it. Yeah, that's legit. And then this one, I'm kind of expecting next time we get together. One wondering if you're going to have something for me because I saw that you had. I have this gem here and I thought you did it specifically for me. Was they had clothing there, and this one looked like an orange shirt with Steve on it.
Yeah, it was in their Browns cabinet.
Oh yeah, there's the elf. You always see those chains with the chains, the big elf thing that people wear around their neck.
Yeah, it was like a Cleveland Browns bowling shirt, kind of with Steve on the chest.
Did you get it for me?
Yeah, well, I thought of you, but then I was like, it probably wouldn't fit.
You had to go there, didn't you? Hey, exciting news. I saw my doctor. I saw him in September, down 20 pounds. I'll have you know.
Hey, nice. That's good. Keep it up.
And the big thing is, the whole A1C, I was, they said I was diabetic now, so type 2. I went from a 7.5 for my A1C to a 6.4.
Well, I don't know what that means, but it sounds good because it's going down.
Right. I guess, they pissed me off because years ago, your normal blood sugar should be 100 and 120. Then I don't know how many years back, they're like, no, we think it should be 80 to 100. I'm like, well, what changed after all these years? And then same with your A1C. I think you're supposed to be like under 5.6 or something. So at one point, I think I was 9, they said, and I brought it all the way down. So we got a ways to go. But no, that sounds like some cool places.
Yeah, something different to do around town.
Did you get stuff at both places or?
Oh, we ended up not buying anything.
No, it's still fun to look. A lot of people love to go and look at those places. Eventually, you're going to find something. No,
exactly. Yeah.
Oh well, thanks for sharing. West Side Market. Did when you were down there? Did you go to Johnny Hot Dog or Steve the Gyro guy or anything?
No, we didn't. I walked into Johnny Hot Dog, but it doesn't look like they cleaned that place up very much.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Last time I don't see the old lady that used to be there.
Yeah, they sold to the other guy, and It's not. It's whatever.
Yeah, for sanitary cleanliness, I overlooked it when I went there. It was the nostalgia of grabbing a Johnny Hot Dog in. Well, what's the other one? Frank's Bratwurst right there.
Frank's is all right. Frank's Brats are good.
Yeah, I got to hit him up again. So that was a good one. All right. We don't really. Well, there's a Gleam. I didn't think we were going to have anything today, but I think you have a little something. Yours was. I saw you. Did you add that in?
Todd Monken. There's a Gleam, Cleveland.
There's your Gleam, new head coach. So, hey, we'll see.
Yep.
It's,
time will tell.
That it will, my friend. All right. And last segment here. We don't have any predictions we're going to do this week. We're going to do like I said, going to do a Super Bowl edition of There's a Gleam probably in 2 weeks. Next week, I don't know what we're going to do yet. We're still kind of working on that, but we're going to do a Super Bowl edition in 2 weeks. We'll do predictions then. We're going to be back next week live again at Wednesday at noon, hopefully. Want to just say, please remember to like.
Next week's going to have to be the Super Bowl show.
Why?
Because the game's on next Sunday.
Am I off?
This is a bye week. There's no games this week.
Well, yeah, I know that. I thought next week. See, I forget that we do this on Wednesday. I'm thinking, we got a whole week still, and then the following week.
We got to do Super Bowl next week.
No, like I said, we're going to do a Super Bowl show next week. So the Super Bowl show. That's why you're on this. You complete me. You balance. We balance everything out. So we'll do our Super Bowl show. Yeah, I was thinking Sunday that we have 2 full weeks before, but no, we don't now. When the Super Bowl hits, we'll only have, I'll be damned. Okay. Well, there you go. Super Bowl edition of There's a Gleam will be next week.
There we go.
Anyway, want to thank everybody for listening. Please remember, like, follow, share, subscribe, spread the word. We're trying to get out there a little bit more. If you're not already following the Fanatical Elves Network, we're on X, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, a lot of great shows. And as always, want to thank you and go Browns, right?
Go Todd Monken and the Browns.
All right, Johnny. Until next week, my friend, have a good one.
You too. Take care.